Okay, I'm making this video for two reasons. One, to show I'll cover drama even if it's about a friend, and two, because I kind of have an ignorant take on the situation at first, then a lot of people proved me wrong. I want to take everyone with me on the educational journey. So the headline is no joke. Honda ends a Team Liquid 6-year partnership after pro R6 player made a nuke joke on Twitter to a Japanese player from Osaka, which that sounds like an insane headline. Like that's gotta be the most expensive tweet in the history of esports. That's multi-million dollars worth of business, and it's been their biggest logo for a while. So yeah, that headline is insane, and it's probably the most expensive tweet in esports history. I mean, Team Liquid over the course of 6 years with Honda probably had a multi-million dollar deal. But what exactly happened? Well, I'm gonna break it down from the very beginning. So Team Liquid's Brazilian R6 team is playing against a Japanese esports team called CAG in the Siege event reload that recently just happened. And in the very first round, Liquid secures a very advantageous 4v2 situation for their team. Now, this round is essentially won for Liquid, except for one tiny fact. Shoe Reap is stuck in a repel glitch. It's essentially a glitch that happens in R6 where you repel down like a wrong way, I guess, and I don't know why it happens. Like, you just cannot move. Like, you get stuck in repel, you cannot move. So Team Liquid end up winning the round. However, the admin's attention is gotten from this glitch that happens, and as a result, a technical pause is called right up here. Now, after some deliberation, the admins decided to replay the round, which if you're Team Liquid, you're kind of pissed because you basically had that run in the bag. As you can see, the players here are kind of arguing, having a back and forth with the admin. A couple tweeted later that, like, oh, I want the admins just to follow the rule book. I don't know why they're not following the rule book. It's in the rule book to apparently not replay the round. Maybe they called the technical pause or the issue too late. Whatever is happening on screen between the admin and the players and everything is pretty heated. I'm not too familiar with the rulebook myself. If someone in the comments is more familiar with the rulebook, I have no clue what like the guidelines are with like replaying a round if a problem happens at the end of a round like that. But essentially, Liquid is like, oh, it's not our fault that an enemy player had a glitch despite the fact that we played that round pretty well. So they end up going through with the replay of the round as decided by the admins, and this time actually CAG end up winning the round, which I guess tilts Liquid for the rest of the match. And then this eventually leads to Liquid eventually being eliminated from the event. Had they had won that first round, they would have took the match to overtime, but they lost in regulation 7-5. And as you'll see in a sec, the emotions on Liquid are very high. And I'm going to pause the camera and ride about a second here. I want everyone to remember this player's face. This player's name is DS Lucas. He is a Brazilian player who actually played in North America Pro League for a fat minute. So in lieu of the drama that happened during that game, DS makes this tweet. But here's the GIF version. And it translates to, we beat FaZe and lost to the powerful CAG. Ball forward and see you in the next championship. And well, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I am ignorant and a brick for this. I know. At very first, I just thought he meant like his own team blew up as a result of the situation. But like now looking at it, right? Like now looking at it, he just lost to a Japanese team. And he tweeted a nuke GIF. That is awful. That is a very poor taste in GIF choice. And I mean, a lot of people were very quick to point it out. A lot of people were quote tweeting this tweet being like, okay, you know, using a nuke GIF after losing to a Japanese team. I mean, Jesus Christ, how bad could it possibly get? And DS immediately tweeted after that. He immediately took it down. This is actually the first tweet that I saw after the incident. He said, hey everyone, I made a big mistake using that GIF, and I understand that it may have caused discomfort to many people. From the bottom of my heart, it was never my intention to make any offensive reference, but I recognize that the context and choice were inappropriate. I want to apologize to Japanese fans, including those living in Brazil and Japan. I'm aware of the strength and importance of the Japanese community, and I should have been more mindful and responsible with my post. I've apologized directly to CAG players and will continue to reflect on my mistakes so I can grow from it. I'm committed to learning more, being thoughtful in my actions, behaving responsibly going forward. Once again, I apologize and promise to be more respectful and mindful in and out of the server. Now, I'm going to get more into my take on this later. There was one part of my take that was extremely ignorant, but one part that I still uphold, which is I know DS, and I've talked to the members of Team Liquid, and I've talked to anyone that's seen with DS before, and I've talked to DS. Like, out of all the mistakes that pro players make, at least from my POV, I am very confident that he did not mean to do a very poor taste joke. Like, he genuinely and I will get into this more later with like what words he searched up, because some people were bringing up what words he could search up to bring up that GIF. I genuinely think it was on a mistake. Now obviously there's a lot of people out there like, oh, I don't buy this. I mean, are you serious? Like, gonna use any GIF and he uses that GIF? We'll get more into that later. But anyways, what to me seemed like an honest mistake, or like not really honest mistake, a severely idiotic, horrible mistake, ended up blowing up. It ended up getting to Japanese national television. And I mean, honestly, respect and applaud to the Japanese community for like defending themselves against things like this. Like now in hindsight, when I'm viewing it, this is a very respectable thing that I see, having Japan respond so fast and uniting together against something that can obviously be perceived as an attack on like, their national pride and their culture. So it not only makes Japanese national television, it also makes Japanese Yahoo Japan, and it's just headlines everywhere. Brazilian male player, world top professional esports team Liquid posted a video of a Hiroshima atomic bombing on X after his loss to strong Japanese team. This drew criticism. He deleted it and apologized. He expressed that he had no intention of causing. So yeah, they go on about how the player expressed he had no intention of causing the offense. And at least within this Japanese Yahoo post itself, it said that Honda currently has no plans of stop sponsoring the company. However, there was a lot of outcry in Japan. Understandably so, right? Understandably so, a lot of outcry in Japan because Honda's a Japanese company. How could you support a guy that tweets a nuke GIF at us after he loses to a Japanese team? That's just like the most horrendous thing ever. And well, eventually that pressure pushed Honda over the breaking point with Liquid, and Honda ends its partnership with Team Liquid following an inappropriate social media post by a Team Liquid player. Honda Motor US subsidiary confirmed that a member of Team Liquid, an esports team that its sponsor, posted an inappropriate social networking message. Honda took this matter extremely seriously, and as a sponsor company, promptly lodged a severe protest with the team and the player in question. In response, the team apologized, removed the offending post, and implemented measures to prevent reoccurrence. After much consideration, Honda has decided to terminate its sponsorship with the agreement with the team in question, deeming the conduct to be incompatible with Honda corporate values and unacceptable. We deeply apologize for any offense this incident may have caused, not only to the esports community, but also many people in Japan and globally. Honda will continue to support activities that provide positive value to society based on our company philosophy. Honda has a number of partnerships in gaming, and we remain committed to supporting the gaming community. And then in the post in Yahoo Japan after, it basically confirms that Honda did end the contract with the team. And this is where my idiotic first take came in. A very ignorant first take was that in my mind, there's this kid, right? Like this guy that I met before. He's not too close of a friend to me, but I've met him. I know I've seen him like uphold himself in the pro community. I know the friends that know him. I know his character, and I've spoken with people that know him. It's this kid that just got onto this Brazilian esports super team and tweets out a GIF that, in my mind at least, was like a genuine mistake, just like the worst, horrifically naive, idiotic coincidence that could have ever happened, and it's leading to basically the company losing multi-million dollars worth of sponsors, and like, everyone's on his ass about it. He's just getting kicked again while he's down, which, at this point, I just feel bad for him. So I make this tweet. Now remember, this is my initial take. I changed my initial take because I'm an idiot and I'm ignorant, okay? I tweeted it out. I don't know if I should make a video on this or not, but IMO, this is a gross overreaction. I know DS, and any source can tell you he did not have any malicious intent. He apologized to the CAG players immediately after, knowing it was an idiotic slip-up. There are players out there with genuine malicious intents and even criminal offenses that have gotten slaps on the wrist, but a young guy who made a naive, idiotic mistake simply due to a lack of cultural background knowledge without any malicious intent gets punished for it. Open discussion, though, may remove this tweet if my opinion turns out to be wrong, which it did. Right, but like in my mind at the time, right, it's like this kid that I'm positive didn't mean it, and it just led to the end of the world for him. Now, I understand it now because, well, obviously there's a lot of people in here just telling me I'm a fucking idiot. Dez actually took the kindness out of his day to explain it very, very elegantly, and he said there's a lot of factors at play. The most important is that this made it into the Japanese press. People were outraged, and Honda aren't going to take the reputational damage they incur by continuing to work with Liquid. It's not about the loss of Liquid. It's about the damage it would do with the scores of people across Japan and the impact that would have on Honda sales. Honda support people that make light of death of 200,000 citizens 80 years ago, and it still affects our families today through radiation poisoning. Not a good look. Doesn't matter if DS meant it or not. Perception matters more to Japanese people. An apology doesn't take it away. Yeah, and that made a lot of sense to me, right? That made a lot of sense to me. I'm going to leave this up because this was essentially, I said, I'm going to leave this tweet up because I believe it's a good moment of education. I want people to see the discourse. I want people to see me being an idiot and then being proved wrong. Des gave a perfect explanation, and we had a good discourse, and this now makes perfect sense to me because, like, I was being an idiot American. Calling it overreaction was very callous and ignorant of me. Because, like, if once I think about it from the Japanese perspective, fuck yeah, like, I'd be pissed off as shit too. Like, that's fucking terrible, and I can't believe our company would still sponsor a guy like that. So absolutely Honda pulling out was not an overreaction at all. That was a very ignorant, stupid take of mine. And there were mentions of Honda already wanting to pull out. I mean, Monte Cristo said, like, well, it's phenomenally stupid for a Liquid player to sponsor by Honda to tweet a nuclear bomb gif at an opposing Japanese player. This was also a convenient excuse for Honda to get out of their contract. And I believe someone also said that a Team Liquid partnerships manager was also saying Honda was already intending on backing out of that deal this year anyways. This was probably just, all the more catalyst to do it. And, that makes a lot of sense. But I don't know if that's true or not. Don't quote me. Like, definitely the tweet is what caused it. Yes, most of my tweet was ignorant. But I will stand up for one thing. And one thing only. Is that there's a lot of people under my tweet saying, and I know I'm getting a lot of hate. And I'm still going to get a lot of hate for this. But there's a lot of people under my tweet that are saying, like, oh, Fett, like, I can't believe he would make that joke. I can't believe, no matter what, that's a horrible joke. And then there's all the people on the other side being like, snowflakes can't take a joke. My main point is that there was no joke directed in the first place. It was not meant to be a dark humor joke. Like, he just tweeted it out, like, real quick, type. Yeah, no PR manager, whatever, and probably a mistake, probably the worst thing of all time. But he fucking tweeted it out like an idiot, obviously naive, idiotic, horrible, absolutely. But as someone who knows him, and as someone who has had interactions with him and talked to everyone else on his team, I am very confident of the fact that he didn't mean it. In a statement of the co-CEO of Team Liquid, this basically describes perfectly why I think it's an honest, horrible, idiotic, naive mistake, but still a mistake and not a joke intended with malice. A lot of people were claiming you could only get that specific GIF by searching up Hiroshima. This was proven wrong because you could literally get the exact same GIF by searching falling bomb in Portuguese. And not only that, when I immediately talked to Liquid members after this, guys, they got eliminated. Now, usually when you get eliminated, the hotel, the staff at the event remove your setup from the practice room. So all the players have no reason to go back to their practice room anymore because they just got eliminated from the event. DS went back alone by accounts of every Liquid player, went back alone to the hotel room by himself after, having a post-game, whatever. Went back by himself. I think it was after dinner, or I have no idea the exact timing of it. Whenever his apologies came out, and individually messaged the CAG players without beckoning from the sponsor, without beckoning from corporate management. He DM'd all of CAG's players individually, apologized to all of them individually, and they forgave him individually. And with all the AI generated apology responses, I think his reads out to be genuine. He calls himself an idiot. He knows he's a dumbass for what he did, and punished he has been for it. I mean, this is a huge statement, but essentially he's getting fined 4 months of his salary for failing to meet the standards of professionalism and care set an organization. And he's also donated, Liquid has donated their entire prize winning from the reload tournament to a charitable organization. Funds from Lucas's fine will also be donated to a charitable organization. And I guess this is the part I want to emphasize in this video, at least from my end, with the kind of tasteless tweet that I made, is yes, It is not an overreaction from Honda at all, not an overreaction from the Japanese people. I was ignorant. I had a stupid American POV. But at the same time, I will stand up for my friend. I will stand up for my friend, and I'm sure you guys in the dark place want your friends to stand up for you too, because at least right now, with the information I'm presented, I do not believe there was any intent of a malicious joke or a dark humor joke at all. I think he's just an idiot, and it's the worst coincidence of all time. Now, if information comes out that, like, oh, okay, actually, you know, the apology was all, like, corporate, and he didn't intend to apologize beforehand, and he meant to make that joke, yes, okay, that guy's a moron. I will denounce him, you know, fuck him, he's an idiot, the worst possible thing, I'll go yell at him myself, like, everything that comes with it, and I'm an idiot for believing in him. But I would be ashamed of myself if I turned my back on someone that I've met personally, that has been kind to me, that I think, as from my perspective, from everything I know, is a kind person. I would be ashamed of myself for turning my back on someone semi-close to me like that quickly. That's just my personal value. So I hope you guys understand my take on it better. Because the way I operate is I'm just a guy. I have strong opinions, but I make my strong opinions off the surface level knowledge I know. Right? I'm an idiot. I'm a moron. Right? And if anyone proves me wrong, which is why I said opening discussion, if for someone to prove me wrong, and I got proved wrong, if anyone proves me wrong, I'll instantly admit it. You know, like, if you you know, like, destroy me with fucking facts and logic, you know, but it's like, that's how I've always lived my life. That's how I've won in esports, is the ability to be critical of myself and think, oh, hey, like, that's a really good piece of information. You know what? You're right. And with that, think about it. If I didn't tweet this and got, like, railed by everyone on the TL, I wouldn't have had a more informed opinion in this video. I would have had my same old ignorant opinion from this tweet putting in this video, and it would have been the worst thing in the world. So I think the overall takeaway is that, with myself included and everyone else in TS, and, you know, if he did make a naive mistake, is that people are stupid, people are dumb, people make mistakes. I think it should be like with the response to my tweet, right? The response to my tweet was overwhelmingly negative, right? But, like, because no one even bothered to read the second part where I literally said, "Oh, I'm fucking wrong. I'm an idiot. Sorry." Like, Dez had a great take on it. Like, I think capacity and willingness to change in that regard should be applauded more in the esports community. And yes, I know the thing that I said about there are players out there with genuine malicious intent and even criminal offenses that have gotten slaps on the wrist, but a young guy who made a naive, idiotic mistake. I know there's, like, no excuse for it, right? I know, like, no matter what, it's always good to punish it, to set an example, but I mean, like, it's still kind of true. Like, the worst punishments I've seen in esports have honestly been done to, like, someone got banned because their dialect of a certain language used a common word that was a slur in another region of said language, you know, but they got banned for a year. But there's players that genuinely are, like, the most abhorrent racist people I've ever seen. Like, actually fucking racist human beings. And even criminal offenders and like, not, I haven't seen that in R6, but in other games like Valorant, like, that the community takes, like, a lighter approach to it depending on whether or not they're an easy target. And I feel like in this scenario, if all my information holds out to be true, TS was an easy target and he got beat into the ground, and I just have sympathy for him. You know, he fucked up, but hopefully he learns from it. And if I'm wrong, then yeah, I fucked up, right? Like, if he truly meant to make that joke, then it is abhorrent. It is horrible. It's the worst thing ever. Absolutely. Like, he deserves all the hate he gets, and so do I, like, for even attempting to stand up for him. I'll fucking take it on the chin, right? But yeah, hopefully nothing in this video gets taken out of context like my tweet did, and if anyone wants to prove I'm an idiot in the comments below, feel free to do so, because no one's perfect at the end of the day, right? Love you guys. See you.